If you're struggling to 3-star at Town Hall 14 after the Druid balance changes, these are the top 5 best attack strategies you need to be using. If you enjoy this video, consider using my creator code to support me and the channel, while also subscribing and ringing the bell, as we only have a low percent of people who are actually subscribed. Kicking us off at number 5 is the Super Barch. This is still a fantastic army with the Super Archer Blimp for very simple and easy 3-stars. Overall, you're gonna start with the Battle Blimp and a Lava Hound. This is used closer to the Town Hall compartment, so that way you can guarantee the Town Hall takedown and additional value. Once that Blimp pops, use an invisibility, drop in a Rage, 2 clones, and drop in another invisibility. Each of these are gonna be timed every 4 seconds to get the most value. Overall, you just want to make sure that you're removing the Town Hall and any other defenses within range of the Super Archers. If you are dealing with something like an Electro Titan CC, it might be smart to lure that away with an Archer. This allows you to prevent any of your Super Archers from dying to them, or it prevents any from actually chasing, though some of them might actually end up chasing the CC. From there, you're going to start sending in your Super Barbarians. This is going to help control your heroes to go in the right direction. You want to make sure that you have your king, queen, and warden together in order to start moving around. Since this was used before hero equipment, this has become an even stronger option thanks to them. Overall, you just want to continue to use your Super Barbarians around the outside of the base to control the pathing of your heroes. Keeping them inside the base is now more important than ever. So you want to make sure that you are keeping them inside the base at all times. Overall, you just want to continue to clear defenses and buildings from the outside with the Super Barbarians, which can easily set you up with your hero abilities and even with the Royal Champion moving on the back end with your heroes. Having something like the Earthquake Boots really opens the door while doing plenty of damage, and even having your Grand Warden's Eternal Tome to protect everything is very much ideal. Other things like Headhunters can provide support against enemy heroes, and you even have the Rocket Spear and Seeking Shield from the Royal Champion, and they don't even have to be maxed in order to use. Other than that, your queen having the Magic Mirror and the Healer Puppets, you can very easily dominate through any base with a strategy like this. Now we move over to number 4, where we have the Mass Twin Hogs, a very powerful and very simple strategy. You're going to be starting off by funneling. You're going to use 2 Yetis on either side of your entry to start a funnel. You can have a couple wizards move in as well, but you want to then make sure that you're breaking open the wall, having tanks like the Electro Titan and Ice Golem, and having your king, queen, and log launcher start working in. If you're dealing with an enemy king, you can always use a Headhunter in order to slow him down and take him out. Otherwise, you can use things like the Earthquake spell to provide a little bit of comfort while you break through walls and get deeper into the core. You also have your Barbarian King, Spiky Ball, and Earthquake Boot to get even greater value as you work in. And of course, you want to use the Magic Mirror and the Queen with her Healer Puppets alongside the Log Launcher and whatever CC troops you have in order to move deeper in. Having that invisibility spell is definitely incredibly nice, especially with your hero dive as you work in and get plenty of additional value. This should allow you to clear the enemy CC, get some great value, and that way you can start in your Hogs to clear through the rest. Now with a solid funnel set, you've got your Hogs to completely work around the entire rest of the base. Your Super Hogs are going in with your Royal Champion and your Grand Warden, in addition to a few regular Hog Riders. As you're working yourself around, you're going to use a heal spell early in order to keep everything nice and topped off as you get closer to the Town Hall if it's more offset. Otherwise, you want to use the Eternal Tome in order to keep everything protected, and if you are going through the Town Hall with the Hogs, make sure you rage them up or use a heal spell on them in order to keep them for the most part intact. Other than that, you're going to continue to work yourself around, maybe even having the Royal Champion with her Hog Puppets and Seeking Shield in order to spawn in reinforcement Hog Riders and provide some ample damage. Other than that, with the total amount of Super Hogs and regular Hogs that you'll have, you'll pretty much easily be able to clear through, and you'll have more than enough for cleanup, even if it doesn't seem like it. Overall, the Hog Riders are going to be able to easily overwhelm and stampede through the base for easy 3 stars. At At number 3, we have to include Lavaloon, and the Queen Charge Lalo is still one of the best strategies in the game. Overall, we're going to start with the Queen Charge, but one neat trick is to use the Battle Blimp in order to set up a funnel. This can be using a Yeti Blimp featuring a Rage spell and 2 Yetis in order to easily clear an entire compartment. This allows you to get plenty of great value and establishes a little bit of funneling, which is really helpful when it comes to the Queen Charge. So when you're doing that said Queen Charge, make sure that you're setting part of the funnel so you have her walk in the direction that you want. In this case, we want her to walk towards the Town Hall. So we're able to deal with the Lava Hound Ice Golem CC, and that way we're able to get rid of the CC, get rid of the entire compartment, in this case specifically being an Inferno Tower one, and this allows us to start moving in. Now, in order to cut off the other side of your funnel, you can use the Barbarian King in order to start moving around and clearing out great value. The idea here is to get as much value down with the Queen Charge as you can while removing the enemy CC and either the Royal Champion or the Queen. This allows you to get plenty of great value with your Queen while also being able to get great value for your Lavaloon. So this way you can use your Barbarian King's Giant Gauntlet and Rage Vial, as I find this to be the most consistent option, allowing you to remove something like the Town Hall or an area to funnel your Queen. This way you can get deeper into the base and you can save your rage spells to continue to work in with your Queen and having a jump spell at the ready. With your Royal Champion, you're going to use her to expand the funneling with her Rocket Spear, and similarly, you don't necessarily need this maxed in order to use it, as you can get great value from the Rocket Spear and the Royal Champion. Overall, this is going to clear a large area off of the base, which is going to set up your Lavaloon quite well. With your Queen Charge still moving into the core of the base, it's time to start your Lavaloon. With 1 Lava Hound and a couple groups of balloons and your Grand Warden, you're going to be able to start moving in. You should use subsequent Lava Hound and balloons as you work in to provide a lot of support. As you work deeper in, you should use your Grand Warden's ability, which could be the Life Gem and Eternal Tome, or the Healing Tome and Eternal Tome, in order to get great value while still moving deeper into the base. Overall, as for spells, you want to use freeze spells to freeze up key defenses and haste spells to get to said key defenses in order for you to remove them with the balloons as they work around. Overall, you're going to easily be able to clear through the Lavaloon portion as long as you've gotten the value from your Queen. Just make sure though that you have proper cleanup with minions and lava pups. Additionally, you can get away with running the Lavaloon puppet in a strategy like this, but I don't entirely recommend it. Now, at number 2, we want to give you a pretty simple dragon spam army using, of course, the triple clone. This is going to be pretty simple. We're going to start with the giant arrow to remove 1 to 2 air defenses. Pretty simple stuff. This then allows us to use a baby dragon to extend the funnel while our Queen is kind of walking and doing her own thing. Other than that, we're going to have the Barbarian King on the other side in order to use his spiky ball, clear a great funnel, and keep himself moving with the Vamp Stash. Other than this is going to establish 2 sides of our funnel and establishes more than enough for our dragons. So with your Barbarian King and Archer Queen abilities used early, it's time to start your dragons with your dragons themselves, the balloons, and the Grand Warden with the Dragon Riders. Other than this, you want to use the Battle Blimp and delay that Warden ability as long as possible in order to get deeper into the base. You can use a free spell over a sweeper in order to secure the Blimp getting into the core, and that way you can space out your clone spells and get amazing value from the triple clone and the rage spell. This should allow you to clear a large area while your dragons and dragon riders are moving around the base. This then allows you to use your Royal Champion on the back end. Having the Royal Champion with her Rocket Spear, again, doesn't have to be maxed in order to use it, in order to easily move around, clearing back end defenses while also getting fantastic value. Other than this, you're really going to let the dragons and the dragon riders do their own thing and clear through a large area of the base. Of course, if you're dealing with an Ice Golem CC and you lure it out, it's not the end of the world. You'll still be able to 3-star with no problems whatsoever. But otherwise, this is a really simple strategy that works incredibly successfully. And of course, at number 1, we have to include Super Witches, as they are still incredibly powerful even after the Druid's nerf. Overall, you're going to set up with a Warden Walk, and this allows you to use a proper Warden Walk thanks to having healers. Of course, we want to make sure that we're clearing any close by defenses towards the outside of the base that the warden can easily reach. Other than this, we want to make sure that once a couple of these defenses are down, we use our 3 invisibility spells to get the fireball deep into the base with 2 earthquake spells to boot to get great value. This allows us to clear the CC and the Eagle artillery, which is a massive help. Now we're going to also set the other side of our funnel with the use of the siege barrack. This allows us to kind of get in while then also making sure that we're able to set a proper funnel. This then sets us up for our super witch smash entirely. Now when it comes to your super witches, you want to lure over the warden, typically with the queen, in order to start moving him in support mode as you start to work around. Having things like the super witches, the ice golem, and of course the barbarian king to work in, and maybe even the apprentice warden to give you HP is always great. As you work into the base, you should use the barbarian king spiky ball and earthquake boot to open up the core and start moving deeper in, and you even have the use of druids in order to provide even more healing while moving deeper in. This is a great way, especially if you lose any healers in the core. This allows you to continue to use rage spells, having the magic mirror with the healer puppets to reinforce more healing units, and of course you even have the royal champion on the back end with her seeking shield and rocket spear in order to clear through. Otherwise, all the rest of your spells are going to be used whenever needed. Another rage in the core is incredibly helpful as you completely gut the rest of the core and going to the remaining defenses. Other than this, you also still have the royal champion working herself around and getting fantastic value. You really won't need much cleanup when you have so much overkill from your heroes and super witches and even the big boys. You're going to be able to very easily 3-star, as super witches are just so dang strong. Since every hero had minimum level hero equipment, check this video out if you want a in-depth explanation on the minimum level for every hero equipment.